Okay, we're gonna take another look at the Extreme Expeditions trail cam photos, and I got in contact with them, and they were able to send me more information. I actually got more photos, all the photos they had available from that particular trail cam. Unfortunately, the trail cam did malfunction, and the malfunction seems to be that this particular trail cam is having an issue that is resetting itself back to the factory settings. In other words, when you purchase this particular trail cam, it has a particular setting when it was purchased that it resets to, and unfortunately, they had that mishap while out there doing this research. It caused some issues. I am going to show you the photos they sent me and some interesting stuff that occurred that I saw as I reviewed these photos. Right now, I have up on the screen the photo I made in my second review of these trail cam photos, which is a composite of two of the photos. As you can see here, you can see that it's Adam Davies, cryptozoologist Adam Davies, the one that's actually in this case he was going to the bathroom. The picture of the figure that you see, the white figure, this happened after the fire died down, which I also have pictures of the fires that was dying down, and then that's when this figure appeared. Unfortunately, they were only able to get a couple of shots and a 1 second video of the figure, which had caused a lot of debate whether it's a person and it's in the sleeping bag who got up and smoked, and it's others were saying it's a garbage bag, others say it's a bear. Someone even said that it could be a cow, but looking at this and having the other pictures, I was able to take each photo that they sent me, and I was able to actually take each photo and use the one of the figure and do a composite with each photo to show the scale and bulk of it in every case. So I'm gonna start by first let's start looking at the small video that Phil Poling made, showing the supposed smoking. Okay, so we'll take a look at that first. Okay, now let's take a look once again at the part which Phil Poling did his little quick analysis of it, and I appreciate that because he enlarged it so we can show what's going on in the hand and the movement when the figure supposedly was smoking. In my last analysis that I did, number 2, I talked about that. If this was a person smoking, we should be able to see a change in light. In other words, the cigarette itself, the butt of the cigarette, when you pull on a cigarette, when you take a drag of a cigarette, it would make it get brighter. Somebody suggested, well, the person could have been cupping the cigarette, but that really is not a normal way that the person would hold a cigarette or cup it. I mean, if the cigarette is lit, you just take a drag from it, and if you did cup it, either way, you're not going to cover the whole cigarette with your hand. You still, he was using one hand, as you can see here. There's not two hands. So there should have been a change in light. I'm going to play it one more time so we could take a look at this and see if there is a change. Even though this is in black and white, you can see already there's objects in the frame that are real brighter than even the figure and Adam Davis who's crossing through there. So when it rolls into the video, you will see that you can see the smoke. Yeah, naturally you can see that. That's something that is still intrigues me, but I do not see a change in light. It should have gone. There should have been a flicker or something showing if this was a person smoking. Okay, I'm gonna play it. Okay, naturally that was it was 1 second. It was a 1 second video, so it's just rewinding itself, back and forth. But that's what I'm trying to say. If you looked at that, you could see that there was a minor change, but that could have been also that the whatever it was moved his finger. So it's ambiguous. At the end of the day, it is ambiguous, but it just doesn't seem to show somebody smoking. Just the hand is coming out forward. Why would the way the figure is facing? Why would the hand will come out so far like that? The guy's smoking. He doesn't need to put his hand out that far from his face to pull a drag. So that's another thing. Other people were saying that this is the snout coming out of a bear, which makes no sense because if the head, if that is where the head area, then when the snout came out, then the head should have moved. Then that is not the case. The head stayed basically the same when the hand or whatever it is popped out in the front, as you can see where the smoke area is. Okay. Now let's continue. Now I'm gonna put this forward, and we're gonna let it play through with the new photos that were sent to me. Well, the complete set of photos that were sent to me that show when the fire started dying out, when the strange white figure appeared, until the early morning, where you're gonna see in the last frame, the last photo, somebody got up, and that last frame is actually starting to turn to color because the camera and at night is in black and white, and then when it turns to daylight, it turns on its color setting, so you could take color photos. All right, I'm gonna play it, and you guys can see it. Here we go. All right, now that was a sequence of photos that they sent to me. Unfortunately, I made a mistake. I thought I had the ones from the fire there, but I didn't. But the ones from the fire are not such a big deal. But I will show them here in a minute later after I get done explaining this. But as you saw, that was a sequence of photos after the fire, in this case, died out. And right after the fire died out, you will see that in the sequence that's where the strange figure appear. And then as we move along, you will see movement from the team going to the bathroom. The two, in this case, there was only two people sleeping outside. In this case, it was cryptozoologist Adam Davies and Bigfoot researcher Laurie Simmons. They were the ones that were sleeping outside at this particular when the event occurred. Now, next I'm going to show a close-up of each photo from the trail cam, but they're going to be superimposed. I adjusted the pictures so they could superimpose on top of the white figure. The reason why I did this was for you to see the scale of the figure in the area. The picture being so big and large in itself is a pretty big photo. I did a close-up so you can get more detail of the size comparison of the individuals or the team members and whatever it is that's there, whether it's crouching or whatever it's doing, so you can see the difference in size and bulk. Okay, so let me head to that and we'll take a look at that. So, okay, here we go. Now I'm gonna play it, and you will see the same sequence as with the figure, and then it goes, to each photo in sequence, superimposed with the figure. Once I do this, then we'll take a look at one photo at a time, so you can take a better look. But I just want to show the sequence and to show the figure in each photo to compare the size. Okay, here we go. Okay, now as you saw, each photo I superimposed it with the strange white figure, just to show the bulk. I mean, this is right here is Cryptozoologist Adam Davies. This is the first photo after the strange figure was captured, which is after the fire died out. So here you can see, whatever it is, it looks like it's crouching down, or if that's the size of it, it's still very bulky. If it has real short legs, which I doubt that that's something with short legs. We already proved that it is something living because it was breathing, and people thought that it was smoking. Whatever it is, it was breathing. But here we can see, even though it's lower than Adam in the location, it's in the general area. I mean, if it's crouching down, I mean, look at the strange top part that looks like maybe the head or whatever it is. It's pretty wide compared to Adam's head, and also the shoulders. If those are his shoulders and his back, it's very wide at the back. Unfortunately, the picnic table blocks even more of whatever it is. So we can't really tell what it is. Here, and keep in mind these photos are far apart from each other in terms of time, frame, due to the fact that the camera malfunctioned and it went back to its factory settings, unfortunately, and that's what the Extreme Expedition is claiming that happened to the camera. I verified. That camera does have issues, and I verified some other things which I'll talk about later. But okay, that's a photo, the sequence after the creature appeared. The second photo. This is the next photo when Laurie Simmons wakes up because she needs to go to the bathroom, and awakens Adam Davies to take her to the bathroom here. As you can see, from talking to them, the tallest member in the group is 6'3", and the shortest member, which is Laurie, which she's like I think 5'4" here, and Adam, he's maybe 5'9", 5'10". So nobody in the team is taller than the tallest one is 6'3", and nobody shorter than 5'4". So that's the in between of the size of the people on the team. So it's still here. You can see that the creature is still very bulky looking. Unfortunately, the angle takes away from it, but the size of the area that looks like the top of it, and it looks like it's something that's not skinny. It has some kind of bulk, and if it's something, it has no neck. If it was something, that it wouldn't have any neck. But at the end of the day, I mean, when we look at it, it's still just a figure. I mean, there's not really what to tell. It looks like an extremity here, and it looks like the undulation on the back. And if you look here, right here, it looks like that's the buttocks area, which is turning in. But unfortunately, whatever this is here, some kind of cloth, or is garbage, or is the newspapers, or whatever it is. I think this might be a garbage bag that then we will see over here in orange in the daytime, which was moved over here. Even some of the bottles have been moved around. If you can see right here, there's a bottle there in transparency that was later after the shot was moved here, so it's covering a little bit of whatever that is, if that's an extremity or whatever of the figure. Now in the next photo here, they're coming back from the bathroom, and once again, I want to show this because, you know, in terms of size, you know, it's as you can see, if we look back at the last photo and this photo, they look much bigger here than they look here, and they're closer to the camera. So that's an issue that I want to talk about, because, you know, in a one-dimensional photo, things can get warped because of the angle of the terrain, and this could be way lower than it is over here. And that's why this looks like they're smaller. I'll do it again. You know, they look taller. We go back here, they look smaller, but in actuality they're not. They're basically almost the same size. The differences might be maybe, you know, inches here. And that's what I'm saying. This is difficult to calculate the size of the creature here. But to say that it's small, I mean, that is kind of a bit also ambiguous to say that it's small too. I mean, so I couldn't say that this is something small. From what I'm seeing is, I mean, even its back size is wider than most of, you know, than any of the two people that are in frame here. So it's just, you know, interesting to see that here in this frame. Now this is the next frame, and here Adam got up and he moved around. I'm not sure what he was doing. I guess, I don't know. I didn't ask him those questions, but and he vaguely remembered a lot of the stuff that he did exactly of all those moments. But he was up here. It seemed like he was getting ready to lay down again, and you can see once again the creature, and, you know, to compare the bulk and to see here, you know, you know, you decide exactly. And then here he lies down again, and right here, we see again, it's his, you know, his back is right here. And everything, and yet, you know, it's, you know, you can't compare it in size to whatever this is right here. I mean, he's way skinnier. So, and then in the next frame, he gets up again. I'm not sure why, but, and here you can see Lori, kind of her figure, you know, also up, and still, you know, in this angle, you know, we can't really tell here. Here he's far, you know, closer, so naturally he's gonna look bigger than the figure in the background. In the next frame, he goes back down to where he was sleeping bag, and here he has his little light on, his headlight on, and, you know, there's another one to compare size to. I mean, look, you can see here Adam's width of his shoulder, and then Laurie's width right here. Barely you can see it, but I mean, he is farther away, but, you know, they're in the general area, so it still looks like something bulkier than they are. So, you know, I could be wrong. I mean, it's hard to tell. It's kind of dark, but I mean, here it looks like it's bulkier. In the next frame, Adam gets up again. This is closely earlier in the morning. Now we're getting to, and here you can see Adam's shoulder width. I mean, even you know, in this frame, it seems that Adam is exactly in the same almost place where the figure is, and here, you know, you could. You know, if we, you know, I wanted to use something. Let me see if I can do this. If we take the width of the shoulder here and we put it down here, I mean, it's close. It's close, but I mean, the odds of it, he is leaning a little bit more forward, so it's just difficult to tell. Unfortunately, it is. You know, you know. But, you know, as we continue, here's another shot. It's getting earlier in the day, and as you can tell, that all the tables perfectly lined up and everything with in another frame. And here's a pretty good shot of almost the same position as the figure is. And look at Adam Davies' shoulders here compared to whatever this is, the width. So if this is the top and whatever, it seems here to 3.5 shoulders. Seems like it's all just a big round with something like here in an undulation in the back right here, which It could be an effect of shadow. Who really knows what it is? But it's not something small. That's what I'm trying to get at here. It's not something small. Now in the next one here, this is the last frame already in daylight, and this is somebody else that woke up. I think this is the other partner, the other member, Dave, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm wrong, they can clarify it for me. But I think that's him right here, and he's standing naturally closer to the camera, and yet this figure still seems pretty, bulky, compared to the people. Now, in the next frame, this is a test I did with myself. I look for the angles exactly of how the table was, and I maintain the aspect ratio so I can, try to see if my body, I'm kind of a bulky guy, try to see if my body would, my shoulder width would, encompass this thing, and yet. No, I mean I could be off by inches here, but it's just strange the way the form is. So if this was a person, I mean he would probably have to wear some kind of shoulder pads or something to make himself look bulkier. I mean here you can see the curve of the buttocks of mine, and I'm just regular squatting down. So now this is the next one is another shot of the team member. He's leaning a little bit higher than I am, but in this particular shot, if we look here, we wanted to, I wanted to show, the combination of both pictures, and he's at the basically at the right location, and still he's wearing a kind of heavy duty jacket. Let me move this out so you can see the picture. He's wearing a heavy duty jacket that makes his arm pretty big, and some people are saying that were trying to say that it looks like it was sitting on the bench, but actually he's not sitting on a bench. And the same thing with the figure. Others thought that it was sitting on the bench, and that is not the case. It is actually a head of whatever this is. Oh, and this is another thing. Here's the scene in the daytime, and this is what I think it is. This is the garbage bag. So I think what we're looking at here was the garbage bag set up, not put out, and then in the morning they had it set up better. But that's what I think that is there. And on the floor, I think it's really whatever newspaper or something there on the floor that they said that they had. But can't really notice that. But as you can see in each photo, it's just very, very interesting to see this. And one thing in particular that I want to talk about is, I mean, if this is actually something, it's kind of creepy, to think that when they were lying down. Let me go back to the photo where it is when it first shows up here. Now, when they were lying down, they were actually lying down at this moment. So, to think that something, that whatever this is, came into camp maybe and it was watching them, that's what you would assume. If this is really something. I mean, we know it was breathing, so it's something alive. So whatever it is went into camp and watched them. So for whatever time, I don't know, unfortunately, because of the camera malfunction, which I'm going to talk about that in more detail once I get all the information I need. I am writing an article about it, so you can also read more in detail. I didn't want to make this video too long, so I just want to get to the meat of everything, so you could see how compelling this is in terms of, I mean, it's something. It's something breathing. It's not a bag or what people were saying, and we have more pictures to compare size, which is an interesting thing. Like here, when Adam is down, and then where's that one here? And same thing here is the same photo close up. So it's just interesting that we can overlay it like that and see that it does have some kind of bulk. But like I said, keep in mind, unfortunately, the images, the placing of things and objects in one-dimensional object is distorted because the ground is not really level as people think. This might not be that level. It looks straight and everything, but if you look at the table, it's coming down. So that means the camera is at high position. So it's looking down at it. So things can be distorted. Distance and all that stuff can be distorted. I made a little bird's eye view plan of the location, and I'll put that out with the article so you guys can take a look at that also. But I think this is definitely very strange what happened. It kind of spooked me a little bit when I overlaid the photos and saw where Adam Davies and Laurie Simmons were laying down and where this figure was located at. And it's just strange to see that whatever it was, if it was something, if whatever, it was there looking at them. That's what it looks like. I mean, if that is the back of something, it was crouching down or whatever, looking at them. So, all right. I hope I was able to show something newer to this, and like I said, it's real. Still it's kind of a little bit of ambiguous, but I mean the team, the extreme expedition team is trying to be very transparent. They gave me this information so I could share it with everybody, and I hope you looking at this can decide what you think it is. Okay, so this is Damien again, and thank you for taking the time to look at it. And if you have any questions, you can find me at in the Team Taser page at Team Taser fan page on Facebook, or on my page at Sasquatch Lives on Facebook, and I'll be glad to answer questions. And look out for the article, which will be out soon here. I'm putting it together with more info. Okay, thank you.